Hey guys, welcome to the AS Computer Science All Nighter, and today we'll be studying ethics and ownership. So, essentially, ethics are systems of moral principles that guide behavior based on philosophical or religious views and values. For example, in Japan, tell you to remove your shoe before getting into a house. So, that is ethics, right? So, we're going to be studying how ethics are involved into the world of computing, or how programmers are to deal in a professional environment both socially and professionally accurate and ethical, ultimately. So there's a system called IEEE and BCS, which is basically like a code of conduct. So they just make you sign this shit whenever you join a company. So the BCS code of conduct provides you the following guidance. The first thing is public interest. Everything that you write should be in interest with the public. For example, in Pakistan, you should not really be involved in coding a gambling app because overall, it's not in our religious ethics to gamble, right? So that is matching public interest. Similarly, there is judgment and integrity. So the professionals are expected to exercise sound judgment and maintain their integrity in their work. Ethical practice is making sure that both codes stress the importance of ethical behavior and decision making, just some basic stuff over here, and then lifelong learning, which is basically the IEE code, tells you that as programmers, you should basically vow to this thing that you will always continue to learn and evolve with time and continue to, understand how the new AI softwares are looking like, what is the new, basically adapting to whatever this field of computer science has in for you so that you can benefit the company and whatever endeavor you're part of. So furthermore, there are eight principles that are broken down to public, obviously, acting consistently with the public interest. Client and employer is making sure whatever your client wants, it's working well in their interest, but then also considering the public interest. For your products, the software engineer shall ensure that the products meets the highest professional standards, making sure it's high quality. For judgment, software engineers shall maintain integrity and independence in their professional judgment, knowing what's right, what's wrong. Management, so whenever software engineers become managers and leaders, they must promote an ethical approach to the management of the software development and its maintenance. Then, as a profession, software engineers shall advance the integrity and reputation of their profession while still keeping consistency with the public interest. As far as their colleagues are concerned, software engineers shall be fair to and supportive of their colleagues. And as far as yourself is concerned, software engineers shall participate in lifelong learning as explained before. As far as ownership is concerned, so data ownership is basically having legal rights and complete control over a single piece or a set of data elements. So just like you have house ownership, car ownership, data can also be owned by certain people. Copyright is essentially what gives the creators of some type of media rights to control how they're used and distributed. And they might not be creators, they might be someone who got stuff created, but it's their own resource, right? Maybe they paid for it or anything. So they have the right to that particular media and they control how it's to be used, whether it's to be duplicated, whether it's to be not duplicated, etc. And you often see this that on YouTube there are several like types of strikes and stuff that are involved, so that is copyright. And competitors can steal programming ideas and methods, so softwares can easily be copied and bootlegged, which is sold illegally. So hence legislation is needed to protect the ownership, usage, and copyright of data. And you always see these pirated, cracked softwares, so it's actually illegal. But obviously people still do it on scale, but it is illegal. As far as software licensing is concerned, so this is a very small topic. There are different types of licenses that each software can grant. If free software is basically it gives you the freedom to run, copy, distribute, study it, change it, improve it however you want. The condition is any redistributed version of software must be distributed with the original terms of free use, modification, and distribution. So you can't be like you got something for free and you just sell it off for something in exchange. So you can't really use that as your own property to get people to pay you money for. It's free, right? Open source initiative is basically the source code of your open source software. So the actual code that's written is readily available to users under copyright. So it does enable users to redistribute the software so they can do whatever they want. And overall, what it helps you do is that the users can review the source code to eliminate bugs in it or make their own additions and mold the software in a particular way that they want to use. Then for shareware, it's basically demonstration software that is distributed for free, but for a specific evaluation period. So often on a trial basis, like you have Netflix, and Canva Pro, etc. They give you a trial, right? So the same applies to softwares, with an understanding that sometime later a user may be interested in paying for it. And this is used for marketing purposes essentially. And then you have commercial software. So basically, what that does to you is that it would require payment before it can be used, but it would also include all program features with no restrictions. So it's basically you buy the software from a specific company, and then you're supposed to pay for it. So the next topic is artificial intelligence. Now, as far as this is concerned, the ability of a computer to perform tasks in such a way that is conventionally associated with human intelligence is basically AI. So AI can learn from past mistakes, which means that it is adaptive. So it can stop the same problem from occurring again. You just teach it what it's not supposed to do and what it is supposed to do. And it can also learn to predict what might happen and raise alert. AI can learn to work more efficiently, so it can adapt, and when an action slows the system down, it can prevent this from happening again. When an action increases the speed of the system, it can repeat this whenever necessary to improve efficiency. Now, AI applications, so developing autonomous mechanical products is something we can do with AI, and then machine learning can be implemented through data sets like the API that the ChatGPT provides us. AI has impact, so socially it can replace manual labor, and it is doing that on a massive scale. So it could lead to a lot of unemployment, which is horrendous. However, it could also lead to increased leisure time, so people can use AI for repetitive tasks, for monotonous tasks, and use that to their advantage. Economically, so due to increased innovation and efficiency with automation provided by AI, there would be lower manufacturing costs in general, so quite good for businesses. And environmentally, it is detrimental. It is absolutely terrifying and harmful for the environment, because due to robot manufacturing and we have limited resources, it just takes a lot of water and things of that sort. So that essentially is the topic of ethics and ownership. Thank you.